say about Wes?
I knew Wesley through.
Best memories of Wes.
Wesley sort of came into my life when...
We're gonna have fun tonight, just because Wes is here.
Me and Wes, we used to be in a band.
I met Wes too.
I say my best memory of Wes was every time I saw that guy, he always had a smile on his face. Never a time he was down or crying or anything like that. You'd see him and he'd just have the biggest smile on his face, just a happy guy. I just don't get why he did it.
The first time I ever met Wes was at Joe's house show, and he told me to put stickers on his left leg.
He's always one of those people who could make you smile and laugh and be happy no matter what kind of day you're having. He's always seemed like one of the happiest people that I knew. I remember I'd have a bad day and he'd always come make it better.
The fondest memory I have of Wes is one time at youth group. He was talking with a group of friends and stuff, and they were talking about dirty things. Well, he didn't see me behind him, and then when he was talking about this, all the other guys were like, "Dude, there's a girl right behind you." He turns around. He's like, "Oh, my bad. There's a Christian girl here." He covers my ears. He's like, "Oh, it's okay, Lauren. I respect you for loving Jesus and stuff." But like every time he talked about something dirty, he was always like protecting my ears.
A lot of good things I could say about Wes. One of my fondest memories of him was probably the first time I ever met him. He had his guitar and I had mine. And he looked at mine and he said, "Whoa, where'd you get that guitar at?" And I told him, "I got it as a birthday present." He was like, "Well, show me what you can play." And the first thing I ever showed him was Crazy Train. And he just got through the roof because I know that was one of my favorite songs, and he liked that song. And then it was a couple other friends that we knew that loved that song. That was a good song to play on the guitar. And, you know, for me, that first time being able to meet him, he was such a cool guy about it. You know, I had a lot of fond memories of him playing our guitar together, just doing it for the love of the music, and it was just great, you know. It's the fondest memories I'm ever going to miss. I don't think I'm ever going to have the same experience with other people out there playing my instrument, so it's just that kind of thing with Wes that was just really special to me, you know, a really cool friendship that we had, and it just sucks to know that it had to be a short-lived friendship, and I'm really going to miss him.
I think one of the funniest ones I have was when we were in PE, and me and Wes, I was having a bad day, and me and Wes got into an argument during class, and I didn't want to cuss and get in trouble, which is awkward of me to do that because I normally don't care. But I looked at Wes and I just looked at him and he said something to me. I don't even remember what it was, but it made me so angry. And I just looked at him and I was like, you stupid. And he just looked at me and he was all, "Great comeback." Nice.
One of my best memories of Wes was me, Wes, and Chris. We all were in the public safety law enforcement class, and Marcella said, I could be having the worst day. Coming to class crying, just not wanting to talk to anybody, and Wes just sit there and just hug you and, you know, just tell you everything's going to be okay, and he would bring a smile to my face.
Wesley sort of came into my life when I didn't have a whole lot of friends. I'd just gotten out of a relationship and stuff, and at the time we were both really inspired by YouTube videos and things like that, and he always did the stupidest things. He shot a happy face into his stomach with an airsoft gun. I remember I laughed so hard at that video, and it's just great because we didn't have to talk about the hard times when he was around. We both knew that we were both going through hard times, and he was kind of that friend that was. We're kind of those friends that we used to get away from everything. We never talked about it. We just laughed and had a good time, and it was great. I really regret falling out of touch with him. He's a really great guy.
I remember when I went to prom, I was glad I saw Wes there because I knew once I saw Wes and once we were hanging out, we always used to, I remember just saying man, we're gonna have fun tonight just because Wes is there. And I just remember the whole night, it was just the whole fun right there, the party, the life of the party. I just remember going to many parties, and he'd just have such a great time with us, and he'd always keep us laughing. There was never a dull moment at all.
if he was there, you knew it was going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Whenever if you saw him there, you're just like,
This is it. This is the place we're supposed to be at.
yeah, this is right, yeah.
But the way I remember Wes, he was just that type of kid that, you know, he was on the spot, always fun to be around, and I'm just going to miss that.
I met Wes during a lot of my classes. Literally was like the biggest pain ever. So annoying, just like jumping around everywhere. And you'd just be like, Wes, shut up. And you'd be like, alright. But then like 10 seconds later, oh, hey Colbert, hey, and get on his nerves. And you'd be like, I'm gonna kick you out of class. Do it. I'll have something better to do. And he's like, alright, just because this is torture, I'm leaving you in this class. Alright, and then like eventually, you know, he starts growing on you. The next day, if he's not there, you're kind of just like, what is there to do in this class? I have to learn for once. You know, and then he's just like, then he comes out of nowhere, like it turns out he's just late, and he's like, you're late. Yeah, I was at Beto's, I was eating a local burrito. I would have brought you something, but I didn't have enough money. Well, I did, I just didn't want to bring you anything. I bought my friend some lunch. Kind of regret not meeting him, like, you know, outside of school.
Me and Wes, we used to be in a band called Courtesy Flush, and such an embarrassing name, but still, it was a good time, you know. Like we played a lot of good music, and near the end of it, you know, we had our differences and stuff, but we got over that after high school, you know, and we started talking again. But my fondest memory of him is the first time that I took him to a show, and it was me, him, and Court Worsham, and we all went to not Courtesy Flush, that was us, Flight 409, and we went, and we're all jumping around, you know, in this mosh pit and stuff, and then he got this bright idea to pick up the smallest kid and like crowd surf him, and that was me, you know, like I was being, he picked me up and he crowd surfed me, and I got on stage because of it, and I stage dove because of it, and it was all because of him, and like that was probably the best moment that me and Wes had was that show, and I'm glad that we could experience something like that together.
First thing I think of is when Wes and I were at church and he was pegging ice at my face and it hurt so bad, but he was always just running around and he couldn't wait to just put a smile on everyone's face. And I know that he was always trying to make other people smile. So.
I remember one time we were sitting at Dylan's house and me and Wesley were just talking in the room, and I pushed him a little bit and he fell off the bed and hit his head on the headboard, and I started laughing and he started laughing, and then I saw like a red bump on his head, and then he realized that he was like really hurt, so then he wasn't really laughing anymore, he was actually hurt. And that was a really good time that we had together, and every time we see each other we always say that, and he tries to push me off the bed anytime he got the chance to. And we would always have jokes, like we had a little handshake, it was sprinkle. So anytime he saw me, he would always tell me to sprinkle. It was pretty cool. And my cousins, Jordan and Lindsay too, they all had the same little inside joke also. And anytime that my cousin would say lollipop, they had like some inside joke, and I was so mad because I didn't know what it meant. But he was a good guy, and I'm going to miss him. And he will always be in my heart, and I will always remember him and his red hair. But he was loved, and he still is loved.
I remember one time we were at the mall, and we were hanging out, and he was trying on all these different clothes, and he was like, I'm too sexy for my shirt, and he started shooting, and it was so funny. Everyone in the store was looking at him. And that was Wes, always just being out there.